very good morning to all of you. Welcome to class 11, Business Studies. So we are already doing chapter number 2, that is forms of business organizations, and in which we have already covered 2 forms of business organizations. Like we have done the sole proprietorship, as well as we have done the Hindu undivided family business. In both the forms of business organizations, we have learned that what are the different characteristics or features of both forms of organization, and as well as what are the merits and demerits, how these are formed, how many resources are required. Everything we have just covered in the previous classes. Now we have the next topic in front of us as a third form of business organization. Like if people want to start a business, they can start the business as a partnership. Partnership, somehow, somewhere we have already listened, heard about it, we have already seen about it, and somewhere we know that partnership is basically about the where people are connecting, they are contracting out, they are basically making a contract to do this similar activity because they have a common objective of doing it. So whenever we define the partnership, please mind it is defined as per the Indian Partnership Act 1932. Like there was a law in HUF also, Hindu Undivided Family Business also. The law name was Hindu Succession Act 1956. Same way, there is a law in the partnership also naming as Indian Partnership Act 1932. This is basically the law. This law is basically defining the partnership to be the relation between persons who have agreed to share. यानी कि ये उन लोगों का रिलेशन बताता है जो साथ मिलके शेयर करने के लिए अग्री हुए हैं प्रॉफिट को या लॉस को, in which the business carried on by all, या तो बिजनेस सारे मिलकर चलाएंगे, और any one of them acting for all, या एक बंदा एक्टिवली पार्टिसिपेट करेगा, बाकी एक्टिवली पार्टिसिपेट नहीं करेंगे. पार्टनरशिप बहुत तरह की होती है बेटे, वैसे ही पार्टनर भी बहुत तरह के होते हैं. हम पढ़ेंगे आगे, we will study in the next classes that what are the different types of partners. Same way, there are different types of partnerships also, as well as different types of partners, where maybe if we all are 10 members in the partnership, then 10 of us will be taking all the decisions together. But maybe there are 2 partners, only active partners out of those 10. So, those 2 partners will be taking care of all the decisions on the basis of all those 10. That is also possible. So how do I define the partnership in the general form? I will simply define the partnership in the general form like partnership refers to that form of business organization where 2 or more people are joining together to form a contract, to form an agreement of sharing the profit, and they will be dealing with each other with the same objective of doing the business, right? That is known as partnership. And which act is applicable on partnership? On the partnership, the act which is applicable is basically the Indian Partnership Act 1932. Sir, please tell me that ये act होता क्या है? Beta, there is always a bill. There is always a bill which contains various law, rules, and regulations. When that bill is passed in parliament, that becomes a law, or that becomes an act. वो एक act बन जाता है जब वो bill law pass हो जाता है, पार्लियामेंट में पास हो जाता है. यानी कि पार्टनरशिप बिजनेस में कौन कौन सी चीजें एप्लीकेबल होंगी, पार्टनरशिप बिजनेस में कौन कौन से लॉ लेजिस्लेशंस एप्लीकेबल होंगे, ये हमें इंडियन पार्टनरशिप एक्ट 1932 बताता है. क्लियर? Okay, sir. So what are the features of partnership? Let us see. First of all, number of partners. Asha, you tell me, if I want to start the partnership business, how many member do I need? Minimum कितना member मेरे पास होना चाहिए अगर मुझे partnership business start करना है? Can I start the partnership business with only 1 member? Not at all, sir. कैसी बात कर रहे हो? There should be at least 2 persons minimum. That means 2 minimum parties, 2 minimum persons should be there who are ultimately, those who want to join the partnership firm and they will be doing the business. So at least 2 members are required at all. अच्छा, तो सर मैक्सिमम कितने हो सकते हैं? बेटे मैक्सिमम की कैटेगरी अलग अलग है. मैक्सिमम मेंबर्स कितने होंगे? देयर इज अ डिफरेंट कैटेगरी. लाइक अकॉर्डिंग टू द कंपनीज एक्ट, maximum number of partners in a partnership can be 100. So maximum number of partners can be 100, and somewhere according to some companies act, somewhere the maximum numbers can be 50 as per the 10 rule of the company's rules 2014. At present the maximum number of members can be 50. तो सर हम 100 लिखें या हम 50 लिखें? बेटे आप 50 लिखेंगे because this is the current scenario. Minimum members required 2, maximum numbers required 50. All right, ये ध्यान रखना आपने. ठीक है सर. The first feature is clear. The second is formation. Formation means how it is formed. Partnership बनती कैसे है? Obviously partnership बनती है with a legal agreement. Legal agreement means there is a law contract, lawful contract, where me and the other party who want to start the business, we are coming into a legal contract. Sir, if we are not making any legal contract, will it not be a partnership? No, bete, it will not be a partnership. It will not be a legal partnership. It will be just an oral partnership. If suppose Mr. Anmol and Mr. Arush and Mr. Himanshu Agarwal and Mr. Anirudh, so we 4 came into a contract. We wanted to start a partnership business, but there was no written contract among us. We 4 of us did not make any written contract. Then what will happen, sir? We will have only an oral partnership, which means अगर कल को हमारे बीच कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स होते हैं, अनिरुद्ध को मेरी बात समझ नहीं आती, हिमांशु को मेरा डिसीजन अच्छा नहीं लग रहा, मुझे आरुष का डिसीजन अच्छा नहीं लग रहा, हमारे आपस में बहुत सारे कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स हो गए हैं, सर फिर क्या होगा? बेटे फिर हम कोर्ट जाएंगे. जब कोर्ट में जाएंगे ना, कोर्ट कहेगा हाँ जी पहले तो मुझे प्रूव करो कि आप लोग पार्टनरशिप बिजनेस कर रहे हो. हम कहेंगे हम कैसे प्रूव करें, हमने तो सब कुछ ओरल किया है. कोर्ट क्या कहेगा? धक्के मार के बाहर निकाल देगा, निकलो यहाँ से. जब तुम्हारे पास पार्टनरशिप डीड ही नहीं है तो तुम करने क्या आए हो? जब तुम्हारे पास कुछ रिटन अग्रीमेंट ही नहीं है तो तुम कोर्ट में करने क्या आए हो? बिकॉज हाउ वी विल प्रूव दैट वी 4 आर पार्टनर्स. तो ध्यान रखना बेटे, लीगल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होना बहुत जरूरी है पार्टनरशिप के लिए, बिकॉज इफ देयर इज नो लीगल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट देयर विल नॉट बी एनी पार्टनरशिप. सो लीगल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट इज रिक्वायर्ड. ठीक है. The agreement contains the terms and conditions governing the partnership firm. तो बेटे उस लीगल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में लिखा क्या होता है? उस लीगल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में लिखा होता है that what will be the terms and conditions of the partnership firm, which means how we are going to work, what will be the law, rules, regulations for all of us to be into the partnership business. मतलब हमारा पार्टनरशिप बिजनेस का ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या होगा, हम क्या क्या काम करेंगे, किस किस को अगर सैलरी देनी है तो किस किस को कितनी कितनी सैलरी देंगे. ठीक, ये सारी चीजें हमारी जो है ना, ये सब कुछ बेटे लिखा होता है पार्टनरशिप बिजनेस के अंदर, पार्टनरशिप एग्रीमेंट के अंदर. तो एग्रीमेंट होना बहुत जरूरी है. तो पार्टनरशिप का फॉर्मेशन कैसे होता है, हमने सेकंड पॉइंट पढ़ रहे हैं. फॉर्मेशन एक लीगल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट से फॉर्मेशन होता है. अच्छा, कोई बता सकता है वो लीगल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कौन से लॉ के अकॉर्डिंग बना होगा? अंडर विच लॉ दैट लीगल अग्रीमेंट और लीगल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट विल बी मेड if we are coming into or entering into a partnership business? Under which law it will be made? Obviously it will be made as under Indian Partnership Act 1932. Very good bete, Indian Partnership Act 1932 के अंदर बनेगा. ठीक, okay. The business must be lawful and profit seeking. लॉफुल बिजनेस होना चाहिए. ये नहीं कि हम लोग मिलके पार्टनरशिप कर रहे हैं, हमने कॉन्ट्रैक्ट भी कर लिया, अग्रीमेंट भी बना लिया, क्या कि हम लोग मिलके ड्रग्स सेल करेंगे. तो बेटे लॉफुल बिजनेस थोड़ी ना हुआ, वो माना ही नहीं जाएगा आपका पार्टनरशिप बिजनेस. इवन इन स्पाइट वी गॉट अ लीगल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, पहली बात तो गवर्नमेंट उसको लॉफुल करेगा ही नहीं, लीगल पास ही नहीं होगा वो. अदरवाइज आप सोचो हम रिटर्न करके आपस में कोई भी बिजनेस कर लेंगे. नो, लॉफुल बिजनेस होना चाहिए, प्रॉफिट सीकिंग होना चाहिए. प्रॉफिट सीकिंग मतलब आप लोग आपस में प्रॉफिट कमाने के लिए बिजनेस करते हो. सर व्हाट इज द लायबिलिटी इन केस ऑफ पार्टनर्स? अच्छा, कैन एनीबॉडी टेल मी व्हाट वाज द लायबिलिटी ऑफ सोल प्रोप्राइटर? व्हाट वाज द लायबिलिटी ऑफ सोल प्रोप्राइटर? Was it limited or it was unlimited? Obviously it was unlimited because the business and the businessman both were same. So if any loss arises in the sole proprietor business, then definitely the sole proprietor is responsible for all that. Perfect. What was the liability of Karta and the co-partners in the HUF? HUF में कर्ता की और co-partners की क्या liability थी? कर्ता की अनलिमिटेड थी, वेरी गुड, और को पार्टनर्स की लिमिटेड थी, वेरी गुड. So co-partners limited and karta unlimited. Now the question arises, what is the liability of the partners in the partnership business? हमेशा ध्यान रखना बेटे, कोई भी तरह का पार्टनर हो, every time the liability of any kind of partner is always unlimited. Unlimited liability is there in the partnership business. Partnership business में unlimited liability रहेगी. The partners are jointly and individually liable for payment of debts. Payment of debts means payment of loan. Individually or jointly, they have to bear the complete loss, and their liability is also unlimited. For example, if suppose the partners are not able to pay off the loan back to the bank, right, because business is not earning money, in that case the bank can fetch the personal properties of all those partners and can just recover the loan amount which he has provided to the partnership firm. So same way as in the case of sole proprietor, same way in the case of partnership also, all the partners are having unlimited liability. Risk bearing. Please tell me, who will bear the complete risk in the partnership business? Who will bear the risk? Obviously, sir, all partners will bear the risk in the partnership business. They will jointly bear the risk in the decided ratio. Whatever ratio the people have decided, they will be bearing all that loss into that only. Whatever ratio they have decided, that can be the 0, that can be 1:1, that means equal ratio can be there, or 2:1, 3:1, or whatever ratio the people have decided, they will be doing in that way only. Priyansh, your doubt will be cleared in the demerits. Okay, now moving further, we have decision making and control. Tell me, who will be deciding for the partnership business? Who will take all the decisions? Obviously, the decisions will be taken by all with the mutual consent. Do you know that what is meant by mutual consent? Mutual consent means they will be deciding all together. वो मिल के decide करेंगे, ठीक? Thus, the activities of a partnership firm are managed and controlled through the joint efforts of all the partners. So whatever decisions they have to take, whatever control they have to make, they will all be doing it in their own way. Continuity. If two people are partners, Mr. A and Mr. B, and Mr. B got died, will the partnership continue? Which means death, retirement, insolvency or insanity. Death, आपको पता ही है, पार्टनर का मर जाना. रिटायरमेंट, उसकी एज हो गई है तो ही इज गेटिंग द रिटायरमेंट. इंसॉल्वेंसी मींस जब हिज एसेट्स आर लेस देन द लायबिलिटीज, जब उसकी लायबिलिटीज बहुत ज्यादा हो गई, एसेट्स नहीं है उसके पास. और इंसैनिटी मतलब कि ही इज नॉट इन अ पोजीशन टू टेक द डिसीजंस, पागल हो गया है या कुछ ऐसा हो गया that he is not in a position, he got a lunatic mind. So in any of the case, any partner can bring an end to the business. Obviously the business will be ended. The business will be ended in this case. But everyone has to keep your cameras on only. All right. So in any case, if we simply find that if there is any death of the person, or if there is any of the point, whether that is the death, whether that is the retirement, whether that is the insolvency, or whether that is the insanity, which means any of the point, it may create a problem on the partnership business. Why? Because any such point, whether it can be death, retirement, insolvency or insanity, it will definitely bring an end to the business. Why? Because if two people are only there, if only two people are there who are doing that business, and any such point if arises, definitely it will bring out the end to the business. However, if there are more partners than two, suppose there were four partners who were doing the partnership business. If any one of the partner get died or retired or become insolvent or become insane, in that case, the remaining partner may have a desire to continue the business with the new agreement. Why I am talking about the new agreement? Because in the previous agreement, there was a person, there was that person already who was also involved, but he got died or he got retired or he became insolvent. Now the continuity of the business will be done only if they arrive with the new agreement. Why new agreement? Because now one or the other partner has got retired or became insolvent, right? So if I tell you about, if I ask you about the sole proprietorship, the continuity of sole proprietorship definitely was hindered. Why? Because there was only one person, and if that person gets died or that person becomes insolvent or that person became insane, definitely in that case the sole proprietorship business is ended up. Immediately that is ended up. If I talk about HUF, I told you yesterday, in the HUF also, if Karta is not there, then definitely the new eldest member, the next eldest member will automatically become the Karta. That is another thing. But if I talk about the partnership, the continuity will be hindered if only two are there. But if there are many partners, then if one partner is out of the business, then definitely the remaining other partners will be there to have the business. But depending upon they make a new agreement. Why can't they follow the previous agreement only? Why can't they follow the previous agreement only, or they continue with the previous agreement? Because the previous agreement was containing that retired partner also. The partner who got deceased, it was containing that partner also. The partner who became insolvent, that agreement was having that partner also. But now, because that partner has not, has got retired or is died or became insolvent, now definitely the business will be continuing with the new agreement only. All right. Okay. Moving further. Now, mutual agency. This is the seventh feature of partnership, mutual agency. We all know, as I told you in the definition also, the partnership works in the mutual agency. Mutual agency means all the decisions taken by the partners are mutually taken, and it is basically the type of business, the type of partnership where the partner act as a both agent and a principal. Let me give you an example. Suppose it will be more clear to you with an example. Suppose there are three partners who are working in Delhi, right? They are basically working in Delhi. Now, suppose one of the partner went to Mumbai for some work, and when he went to Mumbai, he made a contract with some third party. Now, you people tell me, if one out of the three partner went to Mumbai, made a contract with the third party on the basis of that complete partnership, will that contract with the third party, for that contract is only Mr. A responsible, or all of the three people in the partnership business will be held responsible for that contract made up with the third party in Mumbai? Very good, Rishi. Got the answer in the chat box. Everybody just quickly responds in the chat box. If three partners are there and one partner went to Mumbai for making some contract with the outside third parties, then you tell me that only one partner who made up a contract, will he be responsible for that? Or everybody in the organization would be held responsible for that contract? Very good, everyone. I'm getting so many answers. Priyansh, Riya, Rishi, and after that, Vaibhav, Shraddha, Prakshal. So many answers I'm getting in the chat box, and correct answers. Everyone will be held responsible. Everyone will be held responsible. Now, according to this point, you are just watching out two main points, right? Two main words you are watching out. Just give a stress on these words. Both as an agent, I'm just underlining, and as a principal. You people can see that. agent and principal. Now you tell me, when Mr. A made up a contract at Mumbai with the third party, he was a principal or he was an agent of the partnership, because he was treating the whole partnership. So he was an agent. Very good, Ayush, Midul, Rishi. He was an agent. Why he was an agent? Because he was making a contract for the partnership, right? So definitely he was ultimately representing the partnership firm. He was an agent that time. Other people were the principal that time. The one who were not in Mumbai, two of them were in Delhi, was just welcoming that contract of Mumbai. So the one who was, the two of them who were just welcoming the contract, they were principal. And who was an agent? The one who made the contract. So this is the point, mutual agency. Mutual agency means in the partnership business, what we see? We simply see that in the partnership business, every partner is both an agent and a principal at a point of time. He is an agent of other partners as he represents them, and thereby binds them through this act, to his act. Binds them ka matlab hai, if Mr. A has made the contract with the third party, then definitely for that contract Mr. B and Mr. C will also be responsible, because Mr. A has basically made a binding on the Mr. B and C for that contract, because Mr. A was an agent when he was representing the complete partnership, and he was actually becoming an agent and was doing some contract with the third party. He is a principal as he too can be bound by the act of the other partner. Same way, suppose if Mr. B and C are making the contract and Mr. A didn't went this time at Mumbai, and B and C are making the contract at Mumbai. Now B and C are the agent, A will be the principal. Is it clear to everyone? Mutual agency partnership characteristic, that every partner work as a principal or agent at a specified point of time. I hope this is clear to everyone. Let's move to the next point. Okay. Now let us see the merits of partnership. I told you merits means advantages, positive points, and the characteristics which we studied, characteristics or features, these were the positive as well as negative points. All right. So now we have to see what are the merits or what are the advantages of partnership business. See the first point, ease of formation and closure. Let us see ease of formation and closure. Of course, it's very easy to form a partnership. I told you that it's really very easy to form a partnership business. Why? Because in the partnership business, you have to just make an agreement. You have to just enter into an agreement. And once you enter into an agreement, you become a partner. Directly, you become a partner. There is no compulsion with respect to registration of the firm. If you don't want to register your firm, there is no compulsion. Although there would be some of the demerits if you don't register your firm. That is the separate point. But there is no hard and fast rule that your firm must be registered. Just enter into a valid contract, and once you people enter into a valid contract, definitely you will become the partner in that business. As well as closure of the firm is also very easy. You can easily close the business. If you people see that the business running is not running properly, you can easily close the business as well. Second, balanced decision making. Balanced decision making means each partner in the firm can concentrate on his area of expertise besides handling different activities. It leads to fewer errors in the decision making. Like if I talk about sole proprietorship, then there was limited decision making or limited managerial skill, because the sole proprietor is having the limited knowledge, limited expertise. So obviously he has a limited managerial skill only. But when I talk about the partnership, of course, there is a balanced decision making, because there are more than one person involved. At least two minds are there. Two of them are having different set of experience, different set of expertise the people are having. Somewhere there will be the balanced decision making. They can concentrate, each partner on the firm can concentrate on his area of expertise, right? Then more funds. If one partner is there, that means if sole proprietorship is there, obviously there will be, limited funds available. But in partnership, because more than one people are there, so everybody is bringing some funds, bringing some money. So definitely there are more funds in the partnership business as compared to the sole proprietorship business. So more funds we can get into the partnership business. Then sharing of risk. It's not that only one person has to share the whole risk, as in the case of sole proprietorship. Like there was only one person who was taking the complete risk, or who was taking the complete, because he was the only decision maker. So he was taking the complete risk in the business, but not in the case of partnership. Because in the partnership, the risk is involved and the risk is being shared by all the partners. All of them are equally sharing the risk or in the decided ratio. Secrecy. A partnership firm is not legally required to publish its accounts and submit its report. Like same point as in the case of sole proprietorship, the partnership firm also doesn't have to, publish its accounts. Usko apne accounts publish nahi karne, usko apne reports submit nahi karni. So somewhere we can clearly say that secrecy is maintained. इसमें secrecy जो है वो maintained रहती है. Now, demerits of partnership. That what are the demerits of partnership business? Unlimited liability. Told you in the beginning in the characteristics only. The partners have the unlimited liability. The partners have the unlimited liability, which means that partners are liable to repay the debts even from their personal resources. Personal resources से भी partners को कहीं ना कहीं अपने debt pay करने पड़ेंगे. So there is basically unlimited liability which we can see in the partnership business. Then limited resources. कहने को तो it's have more resources as compared to the sole proprietorship, but somewhere limited resources are there because hardly कितना 2-3 members भी अगर हैं तो obviously it's not much sufficient resource. Like they cannot support the large scale business because partnership is having limited number of members, limited number of partners. So obviously there is no such point that so many people are there कि बहुत सारे लोग जो हैं उसके अंदर हैं. Possibility of conflicts. Difference in opinion on some issues may lead to disputes between partners. Conflicts की possibility है बेटे. Was there any possibility of conflict in the sole proprietorship? सर कैसी बात कर रहे हो आप? अकेला इंसान अपने आप से बातें करेगा क्या? अपने आप से लड़ेगा क्या? Sir, there is no conflict raised out in the sole proprietorship. अच्छा, मुझे तो पता ही नहीं था. That means, but in the partnership, the conflict may arise. Why in the partnership the conflict may arise? Because in the partnership, people have different set of mind. They have different thinking skill. They have different thought process. So might be possible that people are not matching, their decisions are not matching with each other. As a result, there may be some issues, there may be some point that on some opinions they have different issues due to which they have disputes among them. So disputes may arise. The possibility of conflict may arise in the case of partnership business. Then lack of continuity. Obviously, partnership can come to an end with the death, retirement, insolvency, or lunacy of the partner. Which means if 2 people are there, then if one is died, obviously the partnership can come into the closure. But if suppose more than two people were there, and any one of them if died or any such thing, so in that case, maybe they are going to end up the partnership business, or maybe they are going to make a new contract. They are going to make a new contract to do the partnership business. So but it has of course a demerit of continuity, that it might not get the continuity because of any such thing. Then lack of public confidence. Partnership firms are not legally required to publish its financial reports. The partnership firms are not legally required to publish its financial reports. So confidence of the public in the partnership firm is generally low. The confidence is generally low. Why? Because public confidence is somewhere not there, because public doesn't बेसिकली पब्लिक जो है वो पार्टनरशिप बिजनेस को बहुत ज्यादा ट्रीट नहीं करती है. पब्लिक जो है पार्टनरशिप बिजनेस को बहुत ज्यादा जो है इतना बेटर नहीं समझती, क्योंकि पार्टनरशिप बिजनेस डजंट हैव टू प्रिंट इट्स बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स, पब्लिश इट्स बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स. आई होप दिस इज क्लियर टिल नाउ. we have done the characteristics of partnership business, the merits of partnership business, and the demerits of partnership